I get so tired of the ladies canceling out. I missed out traveling for 3 years. Oh no, Angela. Yeah, baby. Then take you a solo trip, honey. You could also do a group trip if that's something that you're open to. Group travel, group travel, like everything else, has its advantages and disadvantages. I mean, I've traveled with literally 28 other people, and it was a lot of fun, but yeah, like it just, I mean, it really just depends. But yeah, absolutely. Like, do not be waiting on other people. We are not waiting on nobody in 2026, y'all. We're not waiting on nobody to book no trips. Okay, we gonna get these trips booked. I've never been to India. Solo is peaceful. Yeah, exactly. Like not having to worry about anybody being on time. You know, are you ready to go? Well, what do you want to do today? Or do you, like, it's just, yeah, I mean, there are definitely some incredible parts of being, of solo travel. Like I said, whether you are domestic or abroad, but y'all know we out here talking about, we are talking about these international flights. All right, y'all. I'm gonna need y'all to keep tapping that screen. I appreciate y'all. We're gonna jump into the 3 money hacks. We're gonna start off with number 1. I see these money comments. I see you, Deborah. I see you, Sun Bunny. I see you, Kiki. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into money hack number 1. So the first money hack, and the way I'm going to talk about this, y'all are going to be like, okay, I really wasn't expecting that. So the first money hack for traveling, for how I afford to travel, is my income is location independent. Okay. Hack number 1, location independent income. What that means is I can earn money from anywhere on planet Earth. My income is not tied to a specific place. Right now, I am in North Carolina. 5 months ago, not 5 months ago. Oh my God. Last month, I was in Colombia. Earlier last year, I was in, I'm like Bianca, 2026 now. Earlier in 2025, I was in Mexico. Not last year, 2024. y'all gonna have to bear with me for like the first 2 months of this year, because I'm gonna keep saying last year and I'm gonna be referring to 2024. 2024, I was in Brazil, Spain, Vietnam, Thailand, Japan, China, Indonesia, Panama, Colombia. Like in all of these countries, I have made money. Every last one of these countries, I have earned income. So we love to talk about money always being the big thing. And I get it, right? Like, money is a resource. It's a resource that people need for a variety of reasons. But I need y'all to understand that your most valuable asset is not money. Okay. Who knows what your most valuable asset actually is? Let me see it in the comments. If you already pick it up what I'm putting down right now. If you know what your most valuable asset is, if you know what you can never get back, because remember, you can make more money. You can make more money, but if you know what you can't get back, let me see it in the comments. Period, Kiki. Period, Justice. Okay. Y'all, time is your most valuable asset. Hi, Marsha. How are you? Time is your most valuable asset. Okay. It's not money. It's not money. So the number 1 way, Happy New Year to you. The number 1 way that I afford to travel is location independent income, because I can make money from anywhere. That means I can travel whenever I want. Okay. I don't live in a world where, oh, well, I have to be in this one place because of, the role that I'm in, or I have to be in this one place because if I'm not here, I can't make money. It does not matter. The continent, the country, it does not matter. Okay. Because I can make money from anywhere. Okay. Kiki said I have to get off work. I feel it. Listen, y'all, I've spent a lot of years in corporate America. Okay. Don't look at Bianca now and think that Bianca don't understand the life that you live in or the life that you have lived in the past. I have had multiple jobs. I would say probably, let me give you just some perspective. I'm 33 and I've probably had like 6 or 7 jobs. Corporate, agency, startup, like I've been there. I get it. I know what it's like to have to ask permission to take off work. So, thank you so much, Marsha. So I get it. And when I say location independent income, there are 2 main things that are going to come to mind, right? You either work for somebody else or you work for yourself. Like, these are, like, if we really want to get down to the meat and potatoes of it, it's one or the other. You work for yourself or you work for somebody else. So if you work for somebody else, then you have a job, right? Like, you have a manager, a boss, director, supervisor, however you want to call it. Now, having a remote job is still a way to have location independent income. It comes with caveats, right? So like, I'll give you an example. My last corporate job, I call it my big girl corporate job, because that was like my first like 6-figure job. But I left in December 2023. But whenever I was in that role, we were allowed to work out of the country for 2 weeks, but no more. So even though I was a remote worker, and it's funny because I actually didn't even know this until I was already in the role. But even though I was a remote worker, I could only be out of the country for 2 weeks at a time. So the thing about remote jobs is that a lot of these jobs claim that they are remote, but they'll say you have to work from a specific state. They will say you have to be in the US, or they will say that like the job I had, they might say that you can only work out of the country for a certain amount of time. I don't really consider those remote jobs. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm like, that's not remote. Because to me, remote is I can be on a remote island and the only thing I need is Wi-Fi. The only requirement for me to do my job is Wi-Fi. I'm talking a truly, truly remote job. Okay. And for those of you who are interested, I do a much deeper dive into, it's all about the corporate tax benefits. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. But I do have a resource in my bio. If you're watching on YouTube, it's in the description. It's called the Cash Flow Come Up Checklist. I do share some of my favorite remote job resources in there. But more importantly, in my opinion, I share a lot of different ways that you can make money outside of a job. We'll get a little bit more into the Cash Flow Come Up Checklist later. But I wanted to put it in here now just in case someone's not going to be able to join later. So if you want to learn like all the money hacks that I'm talking about, I mean, I know we're only on number 1. But having money that you can earn from anywhere, looking for jobs that are actually fully remote, you can find these things in my Cash Flow Come Up checklist. So anyways, location independent income. Does anybody already have this? Put a yes in the comments if you already have location independent income. If you already have a source of income that you can earn from anywhere in the world, put the word yes in the comments. Put the words not yet if that's not something that you have, but if that is something you are going to work towards. Because what I need y'all to understand is it's okay if you don't have this overnight. It's okay if this doesn't, it's okay if you know, the location independent income doesn't happen for another, 6 months or whatever it is. But I need to know who is in here affirming this. I need to know who is in here and they are actually serious about learning how to make money from anywhere. Intrusive Thoughts. I love that username. Still learning the skill, but eventually. Okay, listen, you're learning the skill, so you're on your way there. A lot of people aren't even learning the skill yet. So just keep that in mind, okay? Yes, but looking for more. Okay, that's on period. So again, the number one way that I afford to travel is that I don't have to ask anybody for time, right? And there are some jobs out there that have unlimited PTO. Has anybody ever had an unlimited PTO job? I've never had one, but I am so suspicious. I'm like, God knew what he was doing, not putting me in one of them jobs, because I'm like, y'all wouldn't see me. I'm like, y'all would not see me. Mind you, my last job, which I was in, I left December 2023. I didn't even have unlimited PTO. And they would be like, Bianca, you traveling again? Yes, I am. You taking another trip? Yes, I am. Didn't you just go to? Yes, I did. My life is too short. I'm not working myself to death. And this is actually one of the beautiful things that I love that travel has taught me. Travel has taught me that life is about so much more than work. Travel has taught me that the hustle culture, it sounds real cool, right? It's like there was a point in time where I thought it was so cool that I was the first one getting to the office, right? There was a point in time where I thought it was cool that like, oh, I'm gonna send an email after hours so I can look like a hard worker. And then I got to a point where I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Because my life is more than work. My life is more than a job. So in my last role, I actually was a team lead for 9 digital analysts. And y'all, I'm telling you, one of the things I told them whenever, like, whether I was like hiring somebody new or whether it was me joining the team, I was like, I'm gonna tell you right now, listen, this is your job. This is your life. I am a firm believer in work-life balance, okay? I don't need you telling me when you go into the dentist. I don't need you asking me permission if you can run. I don't care. As long as your work is done, if you're meeting deadlines, I don't really give a shit what you do, to be honest with you. And this is literally one reason why I never stay in jobs long, because I'm like, This is crazy. This is crazy. And also, y'all, in 2026, when we have all these different ways that we can make money online, okay. Okay. Yes, but it was a startup, so there were definitely limitations due to deadlines. Oh yeah, I've been in the startup world as well. It's a lot out there. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all so much for showing some love. Okay, drop a number 2 in the comments if y'all are ready for money hack number 2. Let me know if anybody has any questions about money hack number 1. But if y'all are ready for number 2, let me see them 2s in the comments. Get me some water. I'm trying to get through 2 of these a day because what I learned about myself is I've always felt like I drink a lot of water, but what I've learned about myself is I don't drink a lot of water. I drink water a lot. There's a subtle difference. I am constantly drinking water, but I apparently am taking really, really small sips because I ended up recognizing one day, I was like, Bianca, you're not even getting through 2 of these. And this is not, I mean, 2 of these, I don't even know if 2 of these is half a gallon. So I'm like, Bianca, you got to step it up. So yeah, I actually have an alarm on my phone to remind me to drink water. Also, because it's too fucking cold here. I'm sorry. I'm trying to stop cussing on these lies. It's too cold here. And my skin is not loving it. Okay, Intrusive Thoughts said, what are some income independent ideas? That's a great question. We're gonna touch on that whenever we get to number 3, Intrusive Thoughts. But I mean, we can still keep it high level. So obviously we talked about remote jobs. That's income, I'm assuming you mean like location independent. So like, obviously, like I said, if you are able to, if you get a remote job that actually allows you to work from anywhere in the world, that is location independent. If you have your own business, and there's a lot of different business ideas that you can do. Like I said, I give a lot more in the cash flow come up checklist for anybody who is serious and you are like, listen, it's 2026. I'm not having another broke year. I'm not having another year where I'm depending on a job for money. I'm not having another year where I'm watching everybody and their baby mama travel while I'm sitting my ass at home, okay? If you're ready to increase that travel budget, I give a ton of different ideas in the cash flow come up checklist. Okay, so numero dos, because I see them 2s in the comments. Okay, number 2, the second way that I afford to travel is I have learned how to get more bang for my buck, okay? I have learned how to make my US dollar go further. Further. I do not know the difference between those 2 words. Do y'all? Feel free to let me know. Hello, Brazil. I love Brazil. It's one of my favorite countries. I was there in that was actually, so whenever we left the US to live abroad in February, that was the first place we went, was Brazil. February 4th, 2024, we got on a one-way flight to Floripa. Wow. Where does the time go? I cannot believe it's been almost 2 years. Like it's absolutely nuts. But anyways, number 2, I have learned how to make my money go further. So y'all, whenever it comes to travel, where you travel, how you travel, when you travel, it all matters. All of it. Okay? Every last one. I do also have a budget travel masterclass at the link in my bio, by the way, for anybody who's trying to learn some hacks for how to travel on a budget. But y'all, I'm gonna share some in here. I'm gonna share some of those hacks in here as well. Like I said, the when, the where, the how, they all matter. Okay. So the second money hack, whenever it comes to how I afford to travel, is I have learned how to travel in a way that my dollar stretches. Thank you, Kaden. Thank you so much for the roses. Okay. So one example, let's talk about locations, right? At the end of the day, there are going to be some countries that are more expensive to travel to. Now, hear me out, because when I say more expensive to travel to, we can break that down even further, right? Because we can talk about the currency, right? We can talk about the currency, but we can also talk about the city that you're going to travel to in that country, right? Like people, like let's talk about like living abroad for a minute, because I'm not going to talk about that for a long time today, but I want to talk about it because matter of fact, when I talk about living abroad, let's talk about how France is like a popular country for people to move to, right? A lot of people, they hear France and what do they think? Let me know. Whenever you hear the country France, what's the first city? What's the first place? What's the first travel destination that comes to your mind whenever you hear France? Let me know in the comments, because I feel like we're probably all on the same wave here. God, I feel like I'm gulping so loud. Can y'all hear that? Cheese and rice. Excuse me. No guesses? Where if somebody says they're going to be in France, where do y'all think they're going? Nobody. Y'all playing with me today. Y'all don't play my face. Somebody knows. I know y'all know the answer to this. I know y'all know the answer to this. Y'all tired? Is that what it is? Thank you, Kashira. Paris. Paris. When people hear about France, everybody thinks Paris. And listen, Paris is dope, okay? I was in Paris in 2023. I was only there for 2 days, but I was like, I need to come back here and spend an entire month. Paris is dope, but guess what? Paris is also expensive AF. Why? It's Paris. It's Paris. There are a lot of other places in, I think we thought you said Friends. My bad. Well, that's a good reason. But anyway, whenever people think about France, we often think about Paris, but y'all, there are plenty of other places in France that are less expensive than Paris. So whenever we're talking about making your dollar go further, we're not just talking about the country and the currency. We're also talking about where are you going in that country. And to be honest with you, we could even take it even lower and go to the city. I'll give you an example. Whenever I was in Medellin, Colombia, most recently, and I've lived in several neighborhoods in Medellin. The most expensive and also the most popular neighborhood, Iris, hello, thank you so much. The most popular neighborhood in Medellin is Poblado. So if you go look up where should I stay in Colombia, if you go on like Airbnb and you put in, like Medellin, you'll see a lot of people being like 10 minutes from Provenza, 5 minutes from, the beautiful El Poblado, blah, blah, blah. Listen, I've lived in Poblado. I've lived in Poblado twice, so I'm not throwing no shade to Poblado, but I'm going to tell you right now, if you go to Medellin and you are looking to stay in an apartment, you're going to be paying. You're going to be paying if you choose to stay in Poblado. Now, if you choose to stay in Belén, not Poblado, but still a great place to stay in Medellin. If you choose to stay in Bello, Bello is technically how they say it, which I would not recommend, but it's going to be a lot less expensive. So whenever it comes to making my dollar go further, thank you, Iris. Whenever it comes to making my dollar go further, whenever I travel, I'm going to use like the last couple of years because me and my husband have been in 9 different countries outside of, 9 different countries outside of the US since 2024. So I'm just going to use my most recent travels. Hold on, I missed a comment here. I went to Japan for 3 months in Osaka and paid $1,500 for a 2-bedroom townhouse versus 3. Holy moly. I'm surprised it was even that cheap in Osaka because whenever I was in Osaka, I was like, Japan was pricey. Japan was not pricey in terms of like food, like things to do, but the accommodations, Japan was doing a lot. And I'm really glad you brought up Japan because I'm actually about to make another great point. So whenever me and my husband were traveling, we thought we had a plan. We thought we knew exactly where we were going to go. We thought we knew exactly where we were going to go and how long we were going to stay in each place. But we learned very, very quickly that we were going to have to adjust based on our budget. I'm so glad you brought up Japan because Japan is a prime example. We originally thought that we were going to stay for a full month in Japan, but we looked up those accommodation prices in Japan and we were like, oh, no. So you know how long we spent in Japan? 10 days. We spent 10 days in Japan and then we ended up taking our asses back to Thailand because our money goes a lot further in Thailand. And full transparency, obviously Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto, like those are the most popular places for tourism in Japan. So if we were to go somewhere else, I'm sure we would have had a different experience. But again, this is what I mean whenever I say could have stayed in a capsule. What's a capsule? Girl, the way as small as them Airbnbs were in Japan, even the regular things were basically a damn castle. We made our to Costa Rica. You made it to Costa Rica? Let's go. How are you liking it so far? Jafar. Do you mean like, is Jafar actually your name? Or like from Aladdin, because I love that. Why is everyone moving to Thailand? I don't know. You have to ask somebody who moved to Thailand. I didn't move there, so I can't answer that for you. I mean, Thailand is great, but actually they moved there because it's great and because it's less expensive. And there's a lot of reasons people move to Thailand, but I'll let you ask somebody who actually moved there. Not the coffin hotel. Child, those things. It was just me and my husband. I mean, even the beds, y'all, like, I think my feet was like hanging off of the bed in the hotel room. And I was like, I am 5'3.5". What is happening here? What visa does it take to be able to live in Japan? I don't know. You will have to look that up for yourself. I have no idea. It's an adjustment, but it's good. We're trying to figure out getting mail, but it's beautiful. Yes. What part of Costa Rica? Costa Rica is one of my favorite countries as well. So anyways, y'all. So hack number 2, we have learned how to get the most bang for our buck. Okay. Like we pay attention. Yes, I'm in the States. We pay attention to the currency, right? For wherever country we're going to. We look up I mean, obviously you're going to look up accommodations, but I'm saying like we do our research and we see like, okay, on average, whenever we travel, how much can we expect to spend if we're going to spend a month here, if we're going to spend a week here, right? Because listen, the way that I used to travel in my mind, $100 a night for accommodations, like that was normal. Right. And if you think $100 a night, that's what, $3,000 a month, right? Like you think that's normal, right? And especially when you're used to taking like 5-day trips. But when you start slow traveling, when you are a digital nomad, when you start living abroad and then you're like, oh, $3,000 a month. Absolutely not. Okay. Listen, and I'm from North Carolina. Some of y'all, you might be in New York, you might be in Cali. So $3,000 a month might be normal AF for you. Okay. I have a friend in Cali and her rent is like $3,400 a month, 34 or 36. Listen, when I hear about prices in California, I'd be like, what? But anyway, yes, volcanoes from the backyard. Oh my God, I love a view. That's like, and I feel like once you live with a view, living without one actually sucks. It really does. I love me a good view. Oh my goodness. And like, it's just like, you ain't even got to go nowhere to get it. Yes, let's go. So the second way that I afford to travel is by learning how to travel on a budget. Okay. And like I said, that includes paying attention to the currency. That includes doing research on the accommodations. That includes, y'all, I'm telling you, I will even look up excursions. Okay, because you can look at how much tours and excursions are, and that will give you an idea of how much money you can expect to spend there. I'm gonna tell y'all a place that shocked me, baby. Panama. Okay, we were in Panama for 5 weeks. We thought we were going to be there for 2 months or longer, but we didn't end up falling in love with it like we thought we did. We did. I mean, there's some things we liked about Panama, but like it wasn't. It didn't end up being the place that we thought it was going to be in terms of like a place that really felt like home for us. But y'all, we got to Panama. We were like, this is expensive as hell. What's going on? We did end up learning after a few more weeks in Panama. We did end up learning that Panama and where we were in Panama City, it was more so one of those places where like you had to find your spots, right? Versus if you're somewhere like Vietnam, you don't got to find your spots because everything is just inexpensive. Like if something is expensive in Vietnam, and when I say expensive, I mean with US dollar. Okay. I am not referring to like, obviously if you are Vietnamese and I don't remember what the currency is, y'all, I've been in too many countries. I don't remember all the currencies, but if you are making USD and you are in Vietnam and something is expensive, I'm like, what is it? You know what I mean? I'm like, what is it? So money hack number 2 is that we learn how to travel on a budget. Like people look at my life and they think, oh my God, her husband must be rich. They must be doing all this. Oh my God, y'all must have saved all this money to go travel. And I'm like, y'all, we are 2 adults and we have lived off of less of what most of y'all are living off of in the United States as one person, one human. Abroad, me, and depending on where we are. So we were most recently in Colombia and our rent was like $1,800. So that was obviously like our biggest expense. But y'all, outside of that, hi Chris, thank you. Y'all, outside of that in Colombia, when I tell you me and my husband could easily live off of like $150 a week. If we're talking, like groceries, cooking, whatever. No, I've never stayed in a hostel. It's on that actually is on my travel bucket list. I would like to stay in a hostel, but it got to be like a super nice one because at this point I'm not with the shits. But at some point I would like to try out a hostel, and I know that there are some really nice ones out there. Have you stayed in a hostel? Anybody else stayed in a hostel before? Got denied into the master's program, so deciding what to do for Canada, creating a plan right now. Was the master's program for Canada, Chris? Dang, did you just get denied? Because you were trying to do an education visa. Is that right? Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all. So creating a plan. Okay, so are you still gonna try to do Canada? I mean, I've heard Canada is not one of the easiest. It's not one of the easiest places, which is kind of ironic because it's like, you know, the closest. Well, Mexico too, but thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all. Okay, who's ready for number 3? Drop the number 3 in the comments if y'all are ready for the third money hack. Let me see them while I hold myself accountable to this water. Oh my God, look how bad I need to feel in. Look at my nails. Fix it, Jesus. Well, you need 1 year of tuition plus $16K. Sheesh. I stayed in a hostel in is SK South Korea. It was a single room. Not sure if I'll do the bunk bed. Oh yeah, oh yeah, single rooms only, and I'm not sharing a bathroom. I don't want to share a bathroom with my husband. I'm damn sure not sharing a bathroom with a stranger. But I feel like okay, I have slept in a room. I have traveled. So I've like traveled with people where I have done that, where there were like bunk beds and I shared a bathroom, but it was like a trip. It was like a trip on the trip. You know what I mean? Like it was like a tour. It wasn't like, this is just how we're doing it. You know what I mean? I was going to use some of my FAFSA money to cover some of the costs. So that makes sense. Okay. I see some 3s. Let's get it. Thank y'all so much for the gifts. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank y'all for showing some love. And by the way, y'all, for those of you who joined more recently, for those of you who joined more recently, I do have a resource in my bio. If you're watching on YouTube, it's in the description. If you're watching on TikTok, it's at the link in my bio. It's called the Cash Flow Come Up Checklist. So for those of y'all who are looking for more ways that you can start making more money in 2026, if you're looking for more ways for you to diversify your income so that you don't have to depend on a job for money, or if you're looking to replace your job money because you can't stand your job and you want to go live your best life making money for yourself, you can start with the Cash Flow Come Up Checklist, because I specifically designed it for people who want to learn how to make more money, but they do not know where to start. It's very beginner friendly. It's going to give you a lot of different options for side hustles, businesses, also just little like quick ways and quick and simple ways that you could be making more money in your everyday life. South Korea and the bathroom is my reason too. Yeah, cha. Listen. Okay, y'all. So numero 3, the third money hack for how I afford to travel is I have multiple streams of income. One stream of income in 2026 is diabolical. For what? For what? Y'all, technology is at our fingertips. Learning how to make money online is no longer something that, when it was like 10, 15 years ago, when it's like, oh, they make money on the internet and I don't really know what they do. Like, you sound old and outdated. Welcome to the new world. People are making money online. I am 33 years old. There are people half my age on whatever app you're watching me on right now. There are people half my age out here making $1,000 a day, $1,000 a week, an extra $1,000 a month, whatever it is, on the apps that you're watching me on right now. People will pay tens of thousands of dollars to attend a university, go tens of thousands of dollars into debt, just to what? Just to graduate and hopefully get a job. And I'm not knocking college. Let me put that out there. I am not knocking college. I went to college, whatever. I'm not knocking college. But I'm telling you, I need y'all to start shifting your mindset around money, because some of y'all act so hesitant to learn how to make money online. I'm like, you mean to tell me that you have learned thousands of skills over the course of your life, but you feel like you can't learn how to make money online? And especially when there's so many different ways to do it. There are so many different avenues, and this is why I created the Cash Flow Come Up Checklist, y'all. Because the Cash Flow Come Up Checklist is not just about, well, here's how you're going to make money online, specifically if you want to create digital products. This is how you're going to make money online only if you want to do TikTok shop, only if you want to do affiliate marketing. I put a variety of things in there because we're all different. Some people want to be on social media. Some people want to avoid social media like the plague. Some people like this kind of environment. They would love to show up and talk and teach. Some people would rather be punched in the face than be forced to show up live on social media. Some people are more extroverted. Some people are more introverted. Some people have more time than money. Some people have more money than time. This is why I built the cash flow come up checklist. So you have options. So you understand how many, and I'm saying how many, there's like more than 20 different ways that you can start making more money in the cash flow come up checklist. Y'all, there's even more out there. But I understand what it's like whenever there's a lot of information and it feels really overwhelming. And this is why even y'all, and the cash flow come up checklist, when I tell you, I give you my honest opinion on all of these. Okay? I give you my honest opinion. I have failed at way more things making money online than I have succeeded at. I'm going to say that one more time for the people in the back. I have failed. When I say failed, let me get even more specific. I have made $0 for more things that I've tried online than what I have actually made money from. But you know why? Because I was willing to try. How was I ever going to get to the point that I am right now? Right now, I'm in my zone. I'm in my lane, okay? I know I got my multiple streams of income. I know how I like to make money. I know how I want to grow my money. I know how I want to scale my business. I know the little projects that I want to do, but I had to get here. People love to look at the people who are already doing the thing that they want to do, and you think that you know them. You think you know their life. You think you know their life story. No, you don't. No, you don't. I have failed more times than I have succeeded. But this is why I was able to create a resource telling you, hey, you want to make more money, but you don't know where to start. Here's some simple things. Here's just some quick things you can do to make you an extra $50 a week, an extra $100 a week. Okay, cool. Here are some things that you can do to start making your money make money for you. Because can we talk about how the main difference between people who are wealthy and people who are broke, it's not the money. It's not just the money in their bank account. It's not that they just have more money. They have learned how to make money work. They have learned to have their money make money for them. That's what wealth is. You can't save your way to wealth. You have to have income streams that are working on their own. In the cash flow come up checklist, I even talk about how to start investing. Back in the day, this was a while ago now. I think 2020, maybe. I did a masterclass on how to start investing in stocks and because everybody was asking me, people think stocks are so complicated. They're not. Stocks are not complicated, but they want you to think they're complicated. Because this country wants to keep us broke and fat and dumb, but I'm not going to go there because we're not doing it tonight. Hold on, I think I missed a couple of comments. Yeah, don't know how to make money at all online without having money already. Okay, Nemesis. So there's two things I'm going to say about that. Number one, there are absolutely ways to make money without having money already. And I guess also my question is excuse me, you say without having money already, what is money? Are you talking about a certain amount of money? And then the second thing I want to say about that is if you are in a place where you feel I don't even have $100 to learn how to make money online. I don't even have, the $500 that whatever is charging for this. Then honey, it's time for you to start now. It's time for you to, because do you understand how that's the whole point? Do you understand that this is how people stay stuck where they are? Because we tell ourselves, well, I can't afford to invest. I just want to pause. I just want to pause right there. I can't afford to invest. It's like saying, I'm so thirsty, I can't drink any water. I'm so anxious, I can't meditate. We all are spending money on things that we do not need. And I'm not calling nobody out because at the end of the day, this is a talk I had to give myself, okay? We all spend money on things that we don't need. There are ways that you can start making money. Like I said, now listen, there's a difference in making money and making money, okay? But there are absolutely ways that you can bring in a couple extra $100 a month, a couple extra $100 to actually start growing and saving and getting to a point where you can invest more if that's what you choose to do. There are ways that you can do that in the cash flow come up checklist as well. But I need y'all to start thinking bigger, okay? I need y'all to shift from I can't afford it to how can I afford it? Because whenever we say, how can I afford it? So many opportunities open up. Now we're being creative. Now our brain is working in a different direction. Whenever we say, I don't have money, it's too expensive, I can't afford it, we shut everything down. But when we say, well, how can I get a couple extra $100 this month? Well, how can I afford to take that trip? How can I afford to put a deposit down on that trip to Bali? When we start asking questions, everything changes. Everything changes. A lot of us, we need a money mindset reset. And I hear you because I've been there. There are days I got to remind myself of these same things because y'all, money is everywhere. Okay. Listen, take it from two adults who quit their full-time jobs and went to live out of the country, not knowing exactly how things are going to work out. The reason I even talk about all these different streams of income is because I have lived it. I have lived it. Okay. Thank y'all for the hearts, gems, period, Maya, a rowdy introvert. I always consider myself, an introverted extrovert because I'm definitely an extrovert, but listen, I run out of steam quick. You cannot save your way to wealth in no way, shape, or form. Energy, hello. You cannot save your way to wealth. You can't. People are like, oh, well, how do you afford to travel so much? Or how are you affording to live abroad? Because I have multiple streams of income. Like I got money coming to me every single day from the Amazon Influencer Program. I got monthly deposits coming in from books that I have published on Amazon. I have sometimes daily, sometimes weekly deposits coming in from whenever I sell digital products. I do market research surveys. I use cashback apps. And y'all also understand living outside of the United States is also a lot less expensive than living in the United States. But that's a whole other conversation. I like the knowledge too, not the will. Once I find out which fits what I'm capable of, I'm all in. And see, Nemesis, and the thing is, you just got to be open-minded and willing to try. Because y'all, so many people are not willing to throw spaghetti at the wall. We live in a microwave society. Everybody wants it right now. Everybody wants to learn how they can make 10K in 10 days. But the person who you see online making 10K, it didn't take them 10 days, baby. For some of them, it took 10 years. For some of them, it took 10 months. Okay? But it takes time. It takes action. It takes consistency. I've done hard labor all my life and I'm done. Ooh, I feel that. Y'all, you can learn how to make money online. I am literally a living witness. Nobody was born knowing how to make money online. Let me just start there. Nobody. Everybody had to learn at some point. The person you're looking at right now, I had to learn. The things that you see me teaching you, how to travel on a budget. Here's how you're going to move abroad. Here's how you're going to make money online. These are all skills that I taught myself. These are all things that I'm able to sit here and drop gems on because I was willing to go through the shits to get here. And you know why? Because y'all, my freedom is worth it. Your freedom is worth it. Your freedom is worth you putting in the time. I don't care if you only got an extra 2 hours a week right now. Man, listen. Let's talk about screen time. Okay? Y'all ain't got to tell me. But I dare somebody to go on their phone and look at their screen time for social media apps and tell me they don't got time to learn how to make money online. I dare somebody to do it. I dare somebody to pull up their bank statement for last month and tell me they don't have $100 to invest in a guide, in a course, in a program, in an ebook, whatever it is. I dare somebody to do it. Show me the receipts. Because I'm going to be real with y'all. If you're really going to sit here and tell me that you don't have enough money to make even a $100 investment in yourself, you ain't got no business scrolling social media. What the hell are you doing on social media if you ain't got $100? What are you doing on social media? And I'm not saying this to judge. I'm not saying this to try to make anybody feel bad. I'm saying this because I need you to have a different perspective in 2026. I need you to stop playing around with your potential in 2026. I need you to understand your time is all you have. You don't want money. You don't care about money. What you want is freedom. What you want is the freedom of choice. What you want is to be able to wake up and sleep in a little bit longer. and turn off that damn alarm and never turn it on again. What you want is to be able to wake up and tell them people at your job you're not coming in because you're not feeling well, instead of working through it. Y'all, I grew up in a world, I'm about to get emotional. I grew up in a world where we had to work through it. You were sick. If you weren't dying, you were still going to work. Oh, it's snowing outside and the roads are dangerous. Oh, well, I can't afford it. I grew up in a world where we couldn't afford to be sick. Do you know how messed up that is? To not be able to afford to be sick? Put the word yes in the comments if you have ever been afraid to go to the dentist, to go to the doctor, to get your oil changed, to get your car inspected. You were afraid to go because you didn't know if you were going to have the money for what you needed to fucking survive. Y'all, that is not supposed to be normal. You have to stop normalizing struggle. Let 2025 be the last year that you normalize struggle. You have to do something different, and it starts right here. It does not start in your wallet. It does not start in your bank account. It starts right here. You have to start speaking abundance into your life. You got to stop claiming broke. And y'all, if y'all don't do nothing else, do not tell nobody else that you are broke. Ever. I will never claim broke. And sometimes somebody try to make a joke, they'll be like, oh, they don't even know that we broke. I said, I am not broke. I don't care if I got $5 in the bank. I am not broke. I will never claim broke again. I will never claim poor again. I don't care. I don't care what anybody else thinks about me. I don't care what the numbers say. I am never going to call myself broke. Do you understand the power of I am? The power of what you say about yourself? Do you understand the power of who you spend your time with? You hanging around people who all they do is complain about not having money. How the hell are you expecting to make more money? How? Y'all, if you want 2026 to look different than 2025, that means you got to do some different shit. You can't keep talking to the same people. You can't keep having the same mindset. You cannot keep having the same attitude. You can't keep spending the same amount of time on social media watching everybody else live their best life. The time is now yours. The time is now for you. Okay? I did not grow up with money. I did not grow up with resources. I grew up in a household where, y'all, my dad didn't even finish high school. GED daddy. Mom, college dropout. Worked at grocery stores for my entire existence until she retired to take care of my dad when he got sick. And to this day, me and my sisters have to help my mom pay her mortgage every month. Y'all, guess how much money my mom's mortgage is? Just guess. Guess how much money? Put in the comments. Just guess how much you think my mom's mortgage is. Thank y'all for the hearts. I appreciate y'all. I know I'm getting hype over here, but you know, it is what it is. Y'all, it's just such like diversity in the guesses. Okay, I see 2,800, 2,200, 1,500. Y'all, my mom's mortgage is $1,100 a month, and she cannot afford it on a fixed income. $1,100 a month. My mom is retired on a fixed income, and she cannot afford her mortgage. Me and my sisters help my mom pay her mortgage every month. Some of y'all out here over here slaving away at a job talking about retirement. Retirement. Okay. You know why a lot of people are leaving the United States? Because they can't afford to retire here. We can complain all we want to about inflation. We can complain all we want to about the president. We can complain all we want to about the billionaires. And you know how much money that's going to add to your bank account? I would argue it's probably going to take money out of your bank account because it's low vibe. Take accountability for where you are in life. Wherever we are in life, including myself, it is literally the sum of the choices that we have made. But y'all, the beautiful part about this is we get to make a different choice at any given moment without explaining anything to anybody. You can decide today, I am no longer going to participate in these conversations about how expensive everything is. I am no longer going to participate in these conversations where all we do is complain about the price of eggs. I'm no longer going to participate in these conversations where all people do is sit around and talk about how broke they are. I'm no longer going to participate hanging out with these people who don't do anything but try to escape life every chance that they can get. You get to live. You get to learn a new skill to teach you how to make more money so you can start living your life. So you can start living instead of surviving. So survival mode can stop being the norm for you. 49 years young, retired and traveling because I cannot afford to live in the U.S. Audrey, listen, Audrey, it's very relatable. It is. People ask us all the time, Bianca, how do y'all afford this? And I'd be like, how are you affording the U.S.? I'm like, because me and my man, we ate lunch today and it was $10 for both of us for a full meal and some fresh juices. Like, what you talking about? Like, what you mean? Y'all, you can learn how to make money online. You can diversify your income. You can have multiple streams of income. You don't need to go from having one to having 12 tomorrow, okay? If you have one, just make it a goal that by the end of 2026, you're going to have two. In the next 6 months, you're going to have two. But you have to start now. What you cannot do is continue to do the same thing you did before. I already know what you did before. You got motivated. You got inspired. But you didn't take action, or you took a little bit of action, but then you weren't consistent. And guess what happened? More time passed. Weeks, months, years went by, and now you look up and you look back and you're like, damn, it's been 3 years since I said I was going to do this. I still haven't been to Japan. I still don't got my passport. I haven't taken a vacation in years. Y'all, you have to start now, because now is literally the only time that you have. And I need you to understand that none of us know how much time we have. Y'all, until now, I have never been in a place where I was like, you know what? God forbid, if tomorrow is my last day, y'all, I'm going out with no regrets. And what I've learned is most people can't say that. Most people get to the end of their life, and you know what they mostly have? They have regrets for the things they didn't do. They regret never seeing the Wall of China. They regret never taking that trip to Paris. They regret never showing their children the world. They regret it all the time. Y'all, I have talked to people, like I told you, listen, I am 33. I have talked to people who are twice my age. I have been abroad. I have met people that are older than twice my age. And one thing they always say to me and my husband, they're like, oh my God, y'all are doing the right thing. I wish I would have started this sooner. The information is out there, but only you can choose to take advantage of it. For those of you who are looking for a starting point, if you don't want to have to be online Googling how to make money online, listen, you can do that. You can absolutely do that. But if you want everything in one place, if you want to learn how you can start increasing your income this year, this week, this month, this is why I made the cash flow come up checklist. I am a travel creator, y'all. I am a travel educator. My niche, my industry, it's travel. And the number one question I get, how do you afford it? Not what's your favorite country? Where should I go for a solo trip? Who has the best food? The number one question I get, and it has been this way for years. The number one question I get is, Bianca, how do you afford it? And I gave you my 3 money hacks. Location independent income. What was number 2? Getting the most bang for my buck whenever I am traveling. And multiple streams of income. For those of y'all who are ready to take action, listen, the information is in the cash flow come up checklist. If you're watching on YouTube, it's in the description. If you're watching on TikTok, it's at the link in my bio. Stop sleeping on your potential. You can learn these skills. Y'all, you learn how to walk, you learn how to talk, whatever the hell you do at your job, you learn how to do that. You get in your car, you put on your seatbelt every time. Y'all, these are all things that at some point they were a big fucking deal, and now they're not. And I'm not trying to say this to downplay it, because I wake up with gratitude every single day that I have learned these skills and that I'm still learning. Y'all, I'm still learning. I'm still growing. But this is why I'm bringing y'all on the journey with me. This is why I go live, so that y'all can see I am a real person. She's booking the flight. Yeah, that's a real cute name. You on TikTok? Oh, she got 29,000 followers. Yeah, that's cool. You on YouTube? Oh, she got almost 5K subscribers. That's cool. I don't care. That's looks. That's vanity metrics. I don't care. I want you to know I am a real human being who did not grow up in a world where money, I did not grow up in a world where it felt like money was everywhere, okay? There were times I came home and the water was off. There were times I was lying about seeing the latest episode of That's So Raven and the Proud Family because our cable was cut off. I didn't grow up with money, and yet I've traveled to 24 different countries. I have multiple streams of income, and now I am at a place where I get to teach y'all how to do the same things that I'm doing. So if you are serious, for those of y'all who are the action takers, for those of y'all who are for real, the information to get started is in the cash flow come up checklist. More than 20 different ways that you can start making more money. 3 different types of income streams everybody needs to have. I'm not saying that you have to have them by tomorrow, but I'm saying you need to start now because time is just going to keep moving. You have the momentum now, y'all. Motivation is bullshit. Momentum is the motivation, and momentum comes from taking action. Okay. And for those of y'all who already got the cash flow come on checklist, thank you for your business. Y'all, there is a whole video. It's not even, so the cash flow come on checklist is like a 34-page guide, but it comes with a video where I walk you through the entire thing. Okay. Y'all think I'm real on here? That I'm the same way in my products. I'll tell you right now. I tell you about, let's say, drop shipping. That's one of the side hustles that I've done in the past. Didn't work out for me. Did I make any money doing that? I don't think I made any money. Shit, did I? Like, other than like my friends and family, I don't think I made any money. But there are people out there who are killing it with drop shipping. That's how it went for me. My 2 favorite streams of income are selling digital products and affiliate marketing. And both of those I talk about in the cash flow come up checklist as well. She is speaking truth. I am traveling Southeast Asia with $900 a month. Come on, Audrey. What do you feel is the minimum monthly income to live in Colombia? Are you solo? If you're by yourself and like you're okay with like a smaller place, and you don't need all the bells and whistles, you can probably honestly, I would say like probably like 2,500. And also, well, you said Colombia, right? Yeah, I was gonna say it also depends on which part of Colombia. I was in Medellin, and Medellin is more expensive than some of the other cities. So I would say in Medellin, you'd probably be like most comfortable with like 3,000. But if you're like solo dolo and you're okay with like a 1-bedroom or something for like $1,000 a month, even like 2,000 would be fine. And for those of y'all who are interested in living abroad, I do have a move abroad resource guide in my bio as well. So the cash flow come up checklist, whether you want to move abroad or not, like that's just about money. Okay. That's all about how to make more money. But for those of you who are interested in moving abroad, I have resources for that in my bio as well. Does anybody have any questions before I get my butt up off of here? Because I'm going to try to go take me a walk before it gets dark. Any questions? Where are you now? I'm in the States. I'm in the US of A right now. And they're talking about 12 inches of snow in North Carolina. The world, everything is turning over. Everything, like how in North Carolina? What are we? Not even going there. Anyway, I really hope that if y'all don't take anything away from this live, you take away understanding that you are a powerful creator and you can create a life that you cannot wait to wake up to, but nobody is going to do it for you. You have to take charge of your life. You have to be willing to do something different. Shanae, child, listen, I don't know what we gonna do, girl. I don't know. I was like, Bianca, leave the country. My first instinct was leave the whole country, not even leave the state. Oh my God. Yeah, it's wild. Well, I love Bangkok. Y'all, the information is out there. Like I said, if you want to learn how to make more money and you do not know where to start, get the cash flow come up checklist. That is your starting point. It does not matter if you don't have a degree. It doesn't matter if you don't have experience. It does not matter if you're an introvert. It doesn't matter. It does not matter because, like I said, I created the cash flow come up checklist specifically for the everyday, regular person who wants to start learning how they can make more money. Okay. That is literally who I made it for. Stop sleeping on your potential and recognize, y'all, it's January. Okay. 2026, I know 2025 slid right on by. The same thing is going to happen in 2026. So if you want something different, you have to do something different. Do not be afraid to invest in yourself, whether that's time, money, whatever it is. Don't be afraid to invest in yourself because you're worth it. You getting to live the life that you want is worth it. You waking up and doing what you want to do with your time is worth it. You getting to spend most of your time doing what you love, traveling the world, being with family and friends, it's worth it. Take the time to learn these skills. The reason you see so many people out here making money online is because they decided to learn the skills. The only difference between you and them is they took action. That is the difference. Stop looking at these people online and being, thank you so much, Audrey. Stop looking at these people online and thinking they're better than you. I am no better than you. The only difference is I was willing to try. I was willing to fail. Some of y'all want to live in that comfort zone. I'm going to tell you right now, you can stay in your comfort zone, but nothing about your life is going to change. Nothing about your life is going to change if you stay in your comfort zone. You have to do something different. You have to become someone different. You have to step into a different identity if you want to live a different life. All right, y'all, I'm about to get up off of here. Like I said, those of you who already got the cash flow come up checklist, thank you for your business. Let me know if y'all have any questions. Definitely let me know which income stream y'all decide to start working on. Listen. I am here for the questions and all of that, but I'm really here for the wins, okay? Nemesis says I'm about to get it now. Let's go. Let me know if you have any questions, Nemesis. There's going to be some great options. I know earlier you were saying, like, you don't know ways to start making more money without already having money. You're going to find some of those in the cash flow come up checklist. Like I said, I'm not saying that these things are like, oh, it's going to make me, $1,000 overnight. But even if you're starting with an extra $50 here, an extra $200 here, you can be putting this money, whatever the new money is that you're making, you could be putting this towards either learning how to make even more money or towards a trip. Because, okay, we traveling in 2026, y'all. We are traveling in 2026. We are leaving broke in 2025, okay? We are no longer claiming it. All right, y'all. Thank y'all again. I'm about to get up off of here. Bye, YouTube. Bye, TikTok. I did that backwards. I literally looked straight up here and said bye, YouTube. I looked down here and I said bye, TikTok. Okay, bye, YouTube. Bye, TikTok. Thank y'all so much for joining. And yeah, I will catch y'all next time. Please make sure y'all hit follow, by the way. Follow, subscribe, wherever y'all at. I appreciate y'all. Bye. Thank you, Sean.